Good afternoon. I would like to greet all the listeners of this video that I'm making. I'm Emperor Tembo II Votani Majola, the Emperor of Faba Tembo Nation. The purpose of this video clip that I'm making now is to explain the motivation behind the course program that I have designed under the brand of the company called Tembuland Royal Treasury Holdings Limited. I would like to wish the viewers and listeners of this video Merry Christmas, because today is Christmas of 2023. Early hours of this morning, I released the course outline, which obviously has got a lot of people talking about the contents of the outline. So this video really is to explain that particular course outline. It looks like nothing that you have seen anywhere in the world. Hence now an explanation becomes necessary. In my explanation, I'm going to start by giving a brief resume of myself for the benefit of the people who do not know me. If you reside around Johannesburg, you probably are familiar with my face because I've been residing in Johannesburg for the past, I don't know even how many years, maybe more than 40 years. That's where I still reside. And I have done a lot of work in the public space, in halls, and did a lot of constituency work also. But the course is not for the Johannesburgers alone. The course is for everyone. Someone who sits in Ghana has never seen my face, so they need to know the identity of the man behind the mic, especially in view of the fact that there are so many scams on the internet. So I'll start by explaining my brief resume, and then I deal with my work experience, because those two are the foundations of this particular course. The course has got 17 phases. Then I'll deal with the actual outline, explaining what each phase entails and why does each phase entail what it entails. Now, starting with my brief resume, I am a corporate lawyer by trade, having practiced and a High Court legal practitioner here in Johannesburg for the past 25 years plus. In the same period, I have been an entrepreneur who has owned several businesses, from legal to manufacturing to fashion and beauty to communications to entertainment. For example, my feature film called The Red Princess, which I've done in 2023 with the superstars from Hollywood, Los Angeles, will be coming out in 2024. That information, there's a lot of that information on my Facebook posts. You can have a look at it. Now, I am currently the founding CEO of a company called Tembuland Royal Treasury Holdings Limited, which is a business and legal consulting firm that is based in Sandton City, Johannesburg, South Africa, to be precise. Now, in as far as my work experience, I finished varsity full-time, let's say the basic degree, because I also did postgraduate degrees. So the basic degree I finished in 1994, University of KwaZulu-Natal, Durban campus. And then immediately I joined an insurance company. I'm not going to mention the name of the company now for various reasons, but it was a global insurance company, the second largest insurance company in the world. By then we had more than 150,000 employees in various parts of the world. Now why I'm mentioning that is because through my exposure in that company, I got exposed to various deals, mega, multi-million rand, multi-billion rand deals, and across all sectors, because insurance is everywhere. It's in engineering, it's in education, it's in mining, it's in health. So that's why I got a very good background in business in almost all the sectors. It's because I worked for that insurance company in underwriting, in claims, in the legal department, and so on and so on and so on. Now why I'm emphasizing that is because in this course, you will notice that I'm talking about various sectors across the board. And the reason why I'm talking about those sectors is because I do have personal knowledge of what is happening there. I've done the work which has benefited clients in a real life situation, as opposed to having read something from internet or from the textbook in a library. I stayed with that company for 2 years. Then in 1997, I joined a commercial law firm. I'm not going to mention the commercial law firm also. The commercial law firm was based in the heart of Johannesburg. It was the largest in the whole African continent by revenue and also by the numbers of employees. It is still the same in 2023. Still the largest commercial law firm in Africa. But the law firm moved away from the heart of Johannesburg to Sandton. And now if you live in Johannesburg, you already know who I'm talking about. Now again, my exposure with that law firm, I stayed for 2 years until 1999, and I got a lot of exposure in the same manner that I got exposed in the insurance company, because the law firm was dealing with almost every business sector, from mining to energy, oil, to agriculture, to education, to health, to government, and so on and so on and so on. And I did a lot of work there, gathering more experience. Then in 2000, I went on an African expedition. I went out to various African states and I opened businesses. I will not mention all the businesses that I opened in Africa, but I will mention only one, which was in Malawi, in Blantyre. Opened a manufacturing company in the metal and steel sector. We had branches in various parts of Malawi, like in Zomba, and also had branches in Zuzu and other parts, and also in Lilongwe. You can't do business in Malawi and exclude Lilongwe. You're not going to make it. We then expanded at the end of 2000 to have a joint venture deal with a company that was based in Zambia, in Ndola, in the Copper Belt. We had a very good relationship. But I only stayed for 2 years in my African expedition. I did businesses in other African states, which I'm not going to mention. Then I came back to Johannesburg in 2001. Then I opened a commercial law firm in the heart of Johannesburg. And then I started to apply all the information or the business knowledge that I had acquired in the past. Then one thing that I can mention in public about 2001 is, because it's a matter that is of public knowledge anyway, I do not disclose my clients at all. I work more like banks, but this matter is there in the internet. One of my clients was Mrs. Winnie Madikizela Mandela. And the reason why I'm mentioning her is because I also want to say that in South Africa, Mrs. Winnie Madikizela Mandela was the first woman to own a mining company. I know that a lot of people are going to dispute that because we all knew her as a politician. That mining company, we co-founded that mining company with Mrs. Winnie Madikizela Mandela in 2001. And the name of that company was called Tuma Resources. At the beginning of 2002, we raised more than 860 million rand to finance the activities of Tuma Resources. We bought a stake from a platinum company, Australian-based platinum company called Savannah Resources. Then the rest was history. So she pioneered mining for African women in South Africa. So let her soul rest in peace, and I salute her in her resting place. We did a lot of big deals with Mrs. Mandela, mining and non-mining, for several years, and I'm very grateful for that. Now, I then bought and owned several businesses that I'm not going to go into detail at this point in time. But if you need details, I can give you the details. But my focus from 2002 has always been about developing entrepreneurs. Because if I develop entrepreneurs, then I am steering the economy into a positive growth direction. That's really the motivation. For example, the company called Tembuland Rural Treasury Holdings Limited that I lead, I'm a founding CEO of this company. We have created, developed more than 5,000 entrepreneurs in the past 20 years or so. So we know this business of developing people. As I said before, the name of the course that I'm explaining now is called The Science of Getting Rich. That's the name of the course. Now, in as far as my work experience, I think that's as far as I can take it. Now, why I'm emphasizing all this information is because I want you to understand that the things that I say in this course, the things that I present to you in this course, the concepts that I present to you in this course are actually the concepts that I've practiced in the real life situation for more than 25 years, both for myself and also for my clients. They have given growth, they have created millionaires because these concepts are correct. They have been tested. In fact, some of them are not even my original ideas, are old ideas that are more than 10,000 years old. So they have been tested. So I will not be giving you something that I crammed from Facebook or from the internet. I will be giving you something that there are live businesses where people are benefiting, where people have created conglomerates out of. I now deal with the course in general. I've dealt with my work experience. Let me firstly explain what this course is not about. This course is not about ukutwala. In South Africa, when somebody wants to be rich, once you say to someone, I'm going to teach you how to become rich, the first thing that comes to mind is that a person is going to go through the process called ukutwala. Ukutwala is a process whereby a person is exposed, is conducted by witch doctors and sangomas, is exposed to herbs for a certain number of periods, undergoes certain rituals with the belief that after a certain period of time, the person is going to be a millionaire or a billionaire. We see a lot of that on Facebook. others call it Malishesha, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Now, this course has got absolutely nothing to do with ukutwala. Nothing. If you want ukutwala, you're most welcome to approach the witch doctors. Then they show you what they do. Secondly, this course is not about secret societies. In fact, this is not a society at all. It's a course you learn what to do to become rich. Then you go and practice it in your business. That's it. And you become rich. Now, the name of the course is called The Science of Getting Rich. Why the science? What is the science? A science is a program that has got a proven methodology, whereby if you do something in a certain manner, you are guaranteed to reach a certain outcome. That is a science. It's not relying on assumptions. It's relying on proven facts and methodologies. So that is why I named the course The Science of Getting Rich, because the concepts have been proven, the formulas have been proven, the formulas have delivered what they sought and purport to deliver. Now, if you're gonna register for the course, you must have a certain state of mind. That state of mind is that you must have a positive attitude towards money. If you adopt an attitude whereby you say or you believe that to be rich is to become a sinner and you go to hell, to be poor, you go to heaven, then I can tell you now, do not waste your money. Do not register for this course, because it's not going to work for you. Money is energy, and a very powerful energy. Money vibrates at a very high level. Therefore, if you have got a negative attitude towards money or against money, then money will have negative attitude towards yourself, and you are not going to get the money. We have grown up in an environment where there is a general concept that says imali va enyi, which means those families that are rich are the ones that keep accumulating riches, because money gets attracted to other money, precisely because those families have adopted a positive attitude towards money. And I may also say that the reason why the difference between the rich people and the poor people is that the rich people think positively by large, and the poor people think negatively by large. Now, a lot of poor people, when they see this video, I know their immediate reaction. No, we have heard that before. This thing has not worked. And the minute you say that, you are effectively continuing to chain yourself with poverty. Poverty is here, and the riches are also here. You've got to change the way you think and adopt a positive attitude towards money. That's where riches or becoming rich starts. If you keep holding a negative attitude towards money, you will remain in the bottom billion for the rest of your life. Now, that is a sad truth that must be told to the people. If I approach rich people about this course, I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, let's hear more about it, because they think positively. They want to give it a chance to see whether it really works or it is just one of those fly-by-night Facebook scams. And out of that positive thinking, they are going to benefit. Now, I'm saying these things because I've been serving humanity. I've mentioned that in some of the books. I've been serving humanity for 51 years today, 2023. And I started serving humanity when I was 5 years old. So I know how people behave under certain circumstances. Now, if I may also make another live example about the state of mind. If you go to Durban today, you'll find that most of the Indians are super rich. And the reason why that is the case is because what Indians do, they take the child as small as 6 years old, they throw him into the business so that the kid starts serving customers, starts interacting with customers at an age of 6 years old. And in that process, the kid generates a positive attitude, or the kid is indoctrinated with a positive attitude towards money. That's the whole thing is all about. That's why now that kid, when he grows up, he also becomes a millionaire and a billionaire, because he was baptized with money, or at least positive attitude about money. That's why the economy of KwaZulu-Natal today is in the hands of Indians, because they teach their children to adopt a positive attitude towards money. There is no other thing. It's always about attitude. So you've got to change your state of mind. Now, this is how the course content, I now deal with the course content. From phase 1 up to phase 17, I'm going to run it down because I will be creating a video for each of those phases. But now this one is more of a general introduction so that I answer a lot of questions that many people have about the course or the program. On the 4th of January, when we start the program, we're going to do goal setting. I'm going to explain what goal setting is right now. I make an example of Susan, who owns and runs a B&B in the heart of Soweto, for example. Susan, for example, as part of her goals, might say that I would like to increase the daily occupation of my B&B by 40% on the 28th of February 2024, having made use of the concepts that I've learned from January to February. Now that helps a lot because every day as we go through concepts, Susan is going to channel her energy towards achieving a certain goal. And by so doing, she's in a position to test the validity and the veracity and the authenticity of what she's being taught in class. This program is not about theory. This program is about practice, practice, and more practice. This program is about making sure that there is a turnaround that takes place in your business because of this particular course. And I can assure you that it's going to happen. It has happened. It's not going to be for the first time. So we'll be doing goal setting. After doing each phase, phase 1 to 17, there are practical exercises that we do in class. But after practical exercises, I want you to go and apply those concepts into your live business that you run, like Susan, who runs a B&B in Soweto, for example. Now, that is why this course is going to benefit a lot of people who are running their own businesses more than people who don't run the businesses, because it's really designed to bring around, turn around into your business. Now, I deal with phase 1. Phase 1, I read verbatim. It says, God leads the path to wealth and riches. Now, the theory there will be dealing with the 5 books of Moses, from the Exodus to Leviticus to Numeri to Deuteronomy, and so on, as we know them, the 5 books of Moses. What do 5 books of Moses have anything to do with wealth? A lot, in fact. If you don't allow God to lead your life, if you remove God from the equation of your wealth and riches, I don't know what you are going to use. If you are not there, that is high up there, and you remove God from the equation of your life, you are not going to get higher up there, because I don't know what's going to pull you up if God is not the one who pulls you up. So I have decoded those books of Moses and applied them into a business environment. You use those principles and you turn your business around. That's as far as I can go. So after that theory, we'll be doing practical exercises in class and assignments as usual. which I'll mark the assignments. Then you need to now to go and apply those practical concepts into your business. If I go back to the example of Susan, who runs a BNB in Soweto, and you see how those books of Moses turn your business around and bring millions to you. There are very few people who know that, if there are any. Now that's why this course is very unique. Everyone is talking about it. Others say this can't happen, but I can assure you it has happened before. And it's going to be happening again from the 4th of January. Phase 2, I read verbatim. It says the energy of the universe. We live in the world of energy. The universe is energy. The energies that we'll be learning about is thought energy. We'll also be talking about the mantra science and the tantra science. Mantras and tantras are powerful energy sentences which, if you understand them very well, they are going to bring money to you very, very fast. That's basically what it's all about. Again, at the end of that, we will be doing practical exercises, like I said, and then you must go and apply those mantras and tantras into your business, and then you break down the blockages that you have had for the past 7 years or so, and then you start seeing a very fast growth into your business. Phase number 3, I read, know your body very well. The body is divided into 3, the physical body, the astral body, and the spiritual body. Let me make an example of a farmer. A farmer who wants, a wise farmer to be precise, before he throws in the maize or grain of maize into the soil, he starts by preparing the soil. He removes the wheat, he tills the soil, he puts in fertilizer so that when he throws the grain into the soil has been prepared. It's only an unwise farmer who would go around and throw the grain a drop of grain into the sand, into the soil that has not been prepared. In this example, you as a student are the soil. The information that comes from the course is the grain. So for this whole thing to work properly, your body must be prepared. Why so? Because money as an energy is a very, very powerful energy. If your body is not strong, you're not going to sustain the money. Let me just end it there for now. So, know your body very well. That's where it starts. The courses there that we'll be dealing with, or topics rather, is anatomy. We all know what anatomy is. Physiology. We all know what physiology is. Pharmacology. We all know what pharmacology is. Now, those are the things that are going to help you to know your body very well. Your body being physical, astral, and spiritual body. Phase 4, it says develop a strong body which is resistant. Again, the body, physical body, astral body, and your spiritual body. So you will be learning theory that will help you to develop a strong physical body, strong astral body, and strong spiritual body, so that you are able to receive and withhold the energy of money that is coming to you, because money is energy. Now, after that theory, naturally there will be exercises, that is practical exercises that you have to learn and do to your physical body, to your astral body, and also to your spiritual body to strengthen it. Everything can be trained, and if something is not trained, it becomes weak, and if it's weak, then it collapses. It is as simple as that. That is why this is the name of the course is called the science of getting rich. You've got to do certain things to get to certain outcomes. Then from there, naturally, you go and apply those concepts into your body. That is now phase 4. Phase 5, it says feed your body with essential general knowledge. Now there, in that phase 5, that's where now theory you learn about the basic principles that will help you to attract wealth. Because now your body has already been prepared. The soil has been prepared, then we can now throw in the grain of maize into the soil. That's basically what we're starting to do now in phase 5. There are principles that are sacrosanct. There are principles that if you use them, you will get rich. That's what you learn. Then naturally from learning those principles, you do the practical exercises, and then you take those principles, you go and apply them into your into your live business that you own. Susan runs a B&B in Soweto, for example. She'll be applying those principles into a B&B in Soweto. Phase 6, it says feed your body with necessary technical knowledge and skill. There are few skills that you just need to have them. Now these are some of the skills that you will be reading or learning: marketing, investing, financial statements and accounts, accounting, strategy, and so on. Now a lot of people, for some reason or the other, are so scared about figures. The language of business is money, and money is explained in terms of figures. The figures that are in financial statements are actually there to interpret and explain the activities that are taking place in your business. Where does the money come from? Why does it come from? Where it comes from? Where does the money go to, and so on? Why is there a shortage? Now, if you don't know that information, I can assure you that you are not going to run a successful company that will lead you to riches. I'm not expecting you to be an accountant. I'm not an accountant myself. But you've got to know how to read financial statements and interpret them, because now you will be effectively running a business that will take you to riches. If you are scared of figures, you don't have to stress. Everything has been simplified regarding those figures and so on. Those are the important technical knowledge that you need to know so that you attract money into your life. Phase 7, essential business formulas that will attract riches that you must learn. That is, I think it's phase 7. There are formulas that you can't do without. Again, one of them is mathematical induction. I've spoken a lot about it on my Facebook posts, and many other formulas that will be introduced that we'll go through. So don't have to stress. Again, everything is simplified. Naturally, after getting those formulas, we do practical exercises, and then you go and apply them into your business so that those formulas, they start to turn your business around within a blink of an eye. Phase 8, essential business books that attract riches. Again, there are books that are prescribed. We'll give them to you. You read. As theory, you analyze. Then you go and apply those principles into your business again, as usual. Phase 9 is communication. Communication is actually the umbilical cord that joins all the processes that are there if you run a company. If you are not able to communicate effectively, you are going to struggle to get to the top. You communicate with your employees, you communicate with your stakeholders, you communicate with authorities, you communicate with government, you communicate with this, you communicate with competitors, and so on and so on and so on. So you've got to master communication and master it very, very well for you to go up to riches. It is actually at the nucleus of everything. So that's why I decided to include the course in communication. Again, it's theory, and then there's practice, practical exercises. Then you go and apply those concepts into your business that you own. then you start to see a lot of turnaround in a very fast moment. That is, I think, phase 9. Now, phase 10, business branding. I always make an example about business branding. You've got to brand your business so that the goodwill of your business and the product in the eyes of the customers is elevated, is respected, then gets the value that it deserves. I always make this example when I talk to people. My mother was a great entrepreneur on many things. She also used to make some chicken but she would only sell a chicken for 15 rand, 1.5, but Kentucky Fried Chicken would sell a chicken for 50 rand. But my mother's chicken was nicer than KFC's chicken. But my mother would never come closer to selling her chicken even for 30 rand. She only sold it for 15 rand, and Kentucky Fried Chicken was 50 rand then. And the reason why my mother was losing a lot of money was because she did not brand her chicken. It was a bread that was unknown. It was only herself and those few people who had tasted her chicken that her chicken was better than KFC. So that's why now, with branding, you will get to riches faster than without branding. That's why I've included business branding. The phase 11 is about franchising. Franchising, very important. I did own a franchise, by the way, in 2003, I think, for 4 years or 5 years. I can mention that in public without any difficulty. It was a Postnet franchise in Johannesburg. Now, franchising works like this. Common franchises, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Postnet is one of them also. Chicken Licken is one of them. Nando's is one of them. There's quite a lot of that. Everyone is going franchises. With franchising, what you do, you simply develop a concept. Let's say you develop Kentucky Fried Chicken, as an example. And then once people like your franchise, let me make an example of an ice cream, because I've just dealt with someone who has got an ice cream franchise. You develop an ice cream franchise, let's say in Sentin, and people start to like it. Then maybe after 2 years, you start selling the franchise. In other words, you sell the ideas. You give the people the right to use your name. That's basically what you do. You don't physically sell the business. So suppose you sell 10 franchises, one in Rosebank, one in Melville, one in Randburg, and so on, for R1 million each. It means in 2024, you have raised 10 million rand by selling something that already exists. Usually the franchise agreement is usually for about 5 years. So whoever buys your franchise, that is a franchisee, will use your business concepts and patents and copyrights for 5 years. And then you take it back if you want to take it back, or you sell them again, or whatever arrangement you make. But the relevance of everything is that if you sell your ice cream franchise for R1 million each, it means in 2024 alone, you can raise 10 million rand selling the same thing that you have developed, but still making money for you. But it does not end there. It goes much further. Every month, a franchisee pays you, the franchisor, an amount of 10% from the gross revenue that he makes. Suppose the franchise in Rosebank makes 400,000 rand gross revenue per month. It means now the franchisee that is in Rosebank is going to pay you 40,000 rand every month. If now all the 10 franchisees are making the same amount of 400,000 per month, then it means you will be making 400,000 rand per month effectively whilst you are sleeping. Now that is going to fast track your road to riches. So that's why now all over the show, everyone is franchising. Doesn't end there. If your franchise gets popular, you start to spread outside the province of Gauteng if you're in Gauteng, and your franchise starts filling the whole of South Africa. It's still exactly the same thing that you conceived, but you created patents and copyrights, and then you registered them, and then people are effectively renting them out and making money out of it, but also they're making money for you. So it's actually one of the fastest ways that will take you to riches. So that's why I've included franchising here. It's a very good tactic of making money. Phase 12, patents and copyrights. Patents and copyrights are business secrets. I know if you create a concept and then you don't register, people will start making money out of your ideas, and you get poorer and they get richer. So it's very important that if you create a concept, then you must protect that concept so that you can even sell that patent. I know certain patents and copyrights that have been sold for more than 5 million rand, for example, by the owners of those patents. So again, it will be theory, practice, and then go and apply as usual. That is phase 12. Phase 13, the stock exchange. Stock exchange, the main focus that we'll be talking about there is the first public offering, and also obviously the general operations that take place at the stock exchange. You can't afford to run away from the stock exchange if you want to be rich, because that is the source of a lot of money. But there's another thing. If your company is listed at Johannesburg Stock Exchange, you run a very good chance of actually raising money easier than somebody who is not at the stock exchange. And that is going to fast track your road to riches. Corporate governance, that is phase 14. Generally, we know what corporate governance is all about. We'll be learning about corporate governance, theory, practice, as usual. Phase 15, ethics and personal image, also related to corporate governance, theory and practice. Phase 16, investment, theory and practice. Phase 17, diversification of your business. It's very important to diversify your business in terms of getting new portfolios. For example, if you own a hotel, it's important, it can help you maybe to also buy a garage, to go and buy a mine, so that if the business is not running well in your hotel industry, you know that you have got two other sources of revenue that are going to back up and supplement and complement the failures that are taking place in your hotel. In that diversification process, we'll also be talking about how to expand into overseas countries. There are things that you need to do when you're actually entering a diversification in overseas countries. So, with those few words, I would like to encourage you to be part of this course program. Is, like I said, the course outline is just a general exposition. There is a lot of information that will be given to students who will actually register in class. Now, last but not least, I want to say once more that before you register, you've got to change your attitude towards money. You've got to adopt positive attitude towards money. I know that there are even pastors and bishops who preach to people that to have a lot of money is sinning and you are going to go to hell. And I can assure you right now that they are mistaken. They are wrong with all due respect to them. There is no way that God can create people so that people can become poor. Because from poverty, every miserable thing comes out of it. Diseases, war, and so on and so on and so on. It comes out of poverty. And there is no way, therefore, that the God that we created us can then create us in such a manner that we become poor. It cannot happen. There is no such interpretation in the Bible that says that you must be poor or to be rich is a sin. It is not there. In fact, I can quote more than 200 verses in the Bible. They all go towards one direction, that God wants us to prosper on this earth. We must have life, and we must have it in abundance. So anything that is against that, I can assure you that it is not part of the biblical scriptures. It is part of misinterpretation of the biblical scriptures. It is people who want to keep our people in poverty. If someone wants to challenge me on that, I don't have a problem. I can produce a document and expose that, expose my ideas in public without any difficulty. The other thing that I would like to assure you who is going to register for the course is that you will get rich. It has happened before. It's not for the first time. Like I mentioned, the course started in 2014, even though now it has become highly developed. In 2013, Tembulen's Royal Treasury Holdings Limited actually started a concept of developing industrialists. Now, this course is actually part of developing industrialists, people who have got large amounts of wealth, because if we have got industrialists, we've got people who are going to pull the economy upwards towards positive growth and make the life better for all South Africans and make life better for other people in other states in Africa in particular. That's why now we are effectively creating industrialists. But to be an industrialist, you must go through a rigorous training, and this training is exactly that. You will not wake up being an industrialist. You have to be trained, you have to be prepared to be able so that your body is in a position to receive and sustain and maintain the energy of money. Because money is a very powerful energy. If you hate money, money is going to hate you, and it's not going to come to you. So you've got to change your attitude. Now, I am available if you want to call me and want to understand something. I am available, but you must book me. You must give me at least 3 hours. If you tell me at 10 a.m. that at, say, 2 o'clock, you want to do a video call on my WhatsApp so that we talk face-to-face on a video call, I'm available for that, to avoid these scams that are running on Facebook. If you want to ask some form of whatever you want to ask, I don't have any problem. I will help to comply so that you are comfortable that what you are doing here is legitimate and is above the board. If you want to ask a question, you are free to do that. Now, I would like to wish everyone Merry Christmas. I did issue a Merry Christmas message on my Facebook yesterday, I think, but I can now do it again verbatim, and enjoy Christmas and enjoy the course. The applications have already started. It's on a first-come, first-served basis. As soon as I get the number of people that I can afford to run with until June, we are going to close. The criteria to do the applications, it all appears on the first publication, which was on the 21st of December, the second publication on the 23rd of December, and the third publication was on the 25th of December. You must read those 3 together to understand what is actually happening. All I can say is that have a blessed Christmas. God bless you.